Hi, welcome back to another episode of I Don't Know Where Anything Is. So we're gonna have really echoey audio and bad lighting because all of my stuff is in boxes, and you'd think I would have made some progress by now because I've been living here since sometime early November, but no, I haven't made progress. All my stuff is still in boxes. Welcome back to an episode of that. So, stuff is still all over the place. I'm in a new house. It's probably echoey. I probably shouldn't choose this big open room to film in. I still have the chance to get up and pick somewhere else to film. Should I do that? I should probably do that. Okay, I'm back. And now I'm in much less echoey of a room, but a very warm room. It's very warm in here. But I gotta just pick a spot. I gotta just stay here and do this. Tofu is out and he's given a look. I don't really know what he's doing. He's certainly looking. Can we help you? Can I help you, Tofu? All right, good talk. I would just film here so you could see his antics in the background, but the ring light kind of bounces off his tank. So maybe I won't be here. We're going back to the spot I was at. Okay, so the reason I picked this room for the video is for today's video, we're gonna be talking about some of the new stars playing with the cord for the ring light. Star, let's not do that. Let's not do that. How about do something else? So I picked this room because we're gonna be talking about some new little family members that we have. What is this man doing? I'm trying to get to the point of the video. I really am. But Tofu's just staring straight into the sky. Tofu, are you okay? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hello? I don't really know what to call this pose, but he's certainly doing it, whatever it is. Hey sir. Hi. Can you explain to me what you're doing? What you doing? Hi. You don't want no face touches? You hungry? Are you hungry? Well, we'll get you some food in a little bit, but let's go back in there for now. Okay, now he's mad at me. You know, I'll leave him be. Whatever. Hey. I was gonna sit there. Can you go? Can you go? I was gonna sit there. Can I sit? All right, guess I'm standing, I don't know. I got some new family members. Two of them were actually ones that I purchased and brought home with me. And then we have a bunch of other new critters that are actually my boyfriend's animals that now live with me because I live with my boyfriend now. So yeah, by the way, I mean, I don't like to talk too much about, like, I was gonna say about my private life, but that's just not true. I talk so much about my personal stuff. My relationship stuff, I just decided to like keep personal. So I wasn't gonna really mention too much about it other than like, obviously he exists. I'm not gonna pretend like he doesn't, but I wasn't gonna be involving the internet too much with it. So I wasn't going to mention the living situation, but yeah, with today's prices and houses, there's no way I was gonna get a whole house and not be living with someone. So yeah, we live together and all of his animals came here too, not just mine, because he has animals also. So I'm gonna introduce you to all of the little critters in this house. We're gonna start with the like new ones, the ones that are new to not just me, but also my boyfriend. They're new. They're not his pets. They weren't my pets before this. Our pets collectively. We're gonna start with those. And then we'll go into the ones that were his animals that are now here also. I feel like I could have explained that a lot easier than I just did, but what can I say? What can I say? I sometimes don't talk too well. So yeah, let's get started with the newest additions. Okay, so we're gonna start with this little box right here. This is the first new animal of the group. Now, they have completed quarantine, but they are just so tiny that they can't go into the enclosure I set up for them yet. So for now, they're staying in their little bin, but I tried to make it at least a little more accommodating for them than just like the quarantine setup of paper towels and such. So let's get a look at her in her enclosure first, and then we'll get her out. So I'm gonna lift this up to make it a little easier, and we could see her right there actually. Now I'm gonna get her out. All right, here she is. The camera's probably gonna have a hard time focusing on her. This is my cat eye snake. She is a Malagasy cat eye. Now these guys are technically somewhat venomous. Best example I can give is somewhat similar to a hognose, as hognoses are somewhat venomous. Now the hognose venom is mainly for frogs and other amphibians, so it's really not potent with humans. These guys have a little more potent of venom, not quite as subtle as hognose, but still not to the point where it's a real big big risk for me. Let me move this light so we can maybe get a better focus on her. So for these guys, it's not really a big risk for me. I've seen a lot of reports online of varying degrees of reactions to the bite. It seems to mostly be localized swelling though, and maybe some nausea and things like that. You can see though they do kind of have that head that looks more like a viper head, which is really cool because they are a colubrid. But anyway, before I get into any more details about them, her name is Bug. The reason they're called cat-eyed snakes is they have those really big eyes, but because of those big eyes, I'm calling her Bug. Out of all of the snakes in this family, she's actually one of the more docile species. If I were to get like a mangrove snake, they are more reactive and a little more defensive, while these guys are a lot more chill. I think it's just a good starter for this family of snakes. They're more docile, easier to predict, and yeah, she's just a chill little girl. And then in our little storage room, computer room, we have one little girl slash guy in here because they're still in quarantine, but I'll get them out now to show you them. This is my other newbie. You might have seen them right there for a second. They're in the tiniest little enclosure with the tiniest little bowl you've ever seen. They are getting a bowl that's bigger than that because they are bigger than this bowl. I just looked for small bowls on Amazon and this came and it was so much smaller than I expected. So I put it in there just because it's silly. I'm just using like a plastic cup right now for their water and ordering a bigger bowl for them. But here they are. This is Buttercup. Let's put them on some white background and see if that helps. Yeah, this is Buttercup. I'm gonna take them out into the kitchen to get a better shot of them. They are a Kenyan sand boa. I finally have one again. And there she goes, immediately trying to bury into the carpet. I was worried about trying to get a shot of her when she's on the carpet because I knew she was gonna go right at it. She cannot figure out why she cannot dig in the carpet. She's trying her very best. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. But yeah, let me go ahead and put her out on the white counters in the kitchen and I think we can maybe get some close-up shots of her. I did name her Buttercup because of Toast, my original Kenyan sand boa, who was my very first snake that I ever got. I love Toast to death. I miss him so much. If you don't know, Kenyan sand boas can sometimes start rejecting frozen food. It's a common issue with them. And out of nowhere, Toast did start to reject frozen food. I couldn't tell what was wrong. I tried all these things to fix it, but nothing seemed to work, so I just started feeding him live. Then all of that stuff happened in my life where I was abruptly taken to a rehab. If you don't know that story, you can look back on some of my older videos where I talk about it. The gist of it is that I was in rehab and they didn't know how long I'd be gone. So for the safety of my animals, we had to rehome a bunch of them because while I was only there for a month, it could have ended up being a 6-month program if I would have actually listened to what they recommended for me. Had I been gone that long, my parents and 1 or 2 helpers just wasn't enough for the amount of care my animals needed. They asked me to rehome as many as I could, and Toast made the list because he wasn't eating frozen. In honor of now being at a place in my life where I can safely take care of these animals and know that I can provide for what they need, even if something like that were to happen again, where if Buttercup rejects frozen or something like that, I can still, be here to give them the care that they need. And now that I'm in a place where I can do that, it was kind of just like a gift to myself, celebrating my independence, getting all that back. I've just always wanted a Kenyan sand boa again. It's been on my bucket list since I started working on getting better. It means a lot to me to get Buttercup, and like I said, their name I picked because Toast and butter go together, So it was just supposed to be a reference to little Toast. They are a snow-striped Kenyan sand boa. She's too young really to know if she's a male or a female, but I'm calling her a her just because it felt right. I don't know. Sometimes I just get a vibe off of an animal and kind of go with that. When she gets a little older, I can probably better judge off the shape of their tails and the length of their tails because males and females have a different shape and length, but to be 100% accurate, you'd have to actually sex them. So for now, we don't know for sure, but I'm calling her a her. But with my Malagasy cat eye, she is a girl. She was sexed, so she's a girl. Okay, we're now in the other reptile room. This is an enclosure that actually me and my boyfriend set up together and we filmed it, but I have not uploaded it yet because I haven't really sat down and shown the snake yet that lives in there. So I wanted to kind of do that all together, where there's a video of us setting the enclosure up and then after it's it's done being set up, showing off the snake that is inside the enclosure. So this was my boyfriend's snake. Their name is Ruby. Before I get them out, I just want to see if you guys can spot them. They are actually right there. This is Ruby. They're just a little guy. Let's get them all the way out. Gotta unbury you, buddy. So this is Ruby. They are a boa constrictor. We actually don't technically know what, oh, they're a little floppy here. We actually don't technically know their sex yet. This is as far as my camera zooms out. So I'm gonna have to put them on the ground for you guys to really get a good look at them. So yeah, this is Ruby. They will get plenty bigger. Will get plenty bigger. Ruby is super laid back, super chill. I'm super excited for them to get bigger. Cause right now he's still just a little guy. Go on in, baby. There we go. All right, next we have a adult ball python who's actually just a wild type morph, but you could see him poking his little nose out. Gotta pause real quick because someone has come inside here. Hey, we gotta go out. No, don't lay all the way down. You gotta go out. Come on, let's go. Out. Come on, Ghost, we gotta go out. Ghost, come on, let's go. Thank you, sir. Hello. Now, this little guy here, his name is, well, we've been calling him Foster because he was supposed to be a foster pet. My boyfriend had a friend who was going to college and couldn't bring her snake with her and needed to rehome it. So we offered to take the snake and take care of him until we could rehome him. But honestly, he's been here for a good amount of time now, and instead of worrying about finding another home for him, we've gotten attached to him. He fits in great with the family. He's nice and easy, not really a complicated snake by any means. So he's kind of just become a part of the family. He's just a great little guy. So now that he's here, that makes him the 7th ball python in the family. But we actually also have another one that was my boyfriend's. So that brings us to 8 ball pythons. I'll show you guys the other ball python when we get back to the other room. But this little guy is here. He's super sweet, but he's a very curious little guy. Likes to explore. Just an all-around nice little man. Your very typical ball python. It is kind of neat though, after all of the morphs that I've had, to just come back to a very pretty wild type like this. He's very interested in this little sprayer we have for some reason. Making sure it's safe to cross over before he does. Alright, next up we have our resident crazy pants. This is Astrid. She does sometimes try to musk on you when you get her out. I call that successful. She didn't do it. But as you can tell, she's very fast. I'm gonna try to put her a little further away so we can get a good shot of her. Now she's sweet. Like she's not bitey. She's not like overly defensive, but she's just very fast. Which I mean, she's a kingsnake. She's a California kingsnake. That's as expected. I'm just kind of letting her kind of freak out for a second. There, now I could kind of get a shot of her. There she is. She did musk a little bit. I definitely smell it. But she's just been she's gotten more defensive as she's gotten older actually, which I don't know if she's just going through a phase, her little teenage phase or what, but the attitude kind of came out of nowhere. But it's still not unbearable or bad by any means. It's just she's a little more elusive and fast and will musk when she is unexpectedly taken out of her enclosure, which, you know, hey, if someone ripped me out of bed, if I could like spew a disgusting smell on them to get them to let me stay in bed, I can't say I wouldn't do the same. So, you know, she's just being a girl. She's just being a girl's girl. That's her. It's probably not in focus, but that's her rattling her little tail to be scary. Very scary. But yeah, that's that's Astrid. I'm gonna put her away before she runs off, but she's very scary. As you can see her waggling her little tail. She's a very scary, very powerful girl. Okay, she went right back in. All right, let's get her hide set back up. But yeah, that's Astrid for you. She's kind of she just tried to strike something in her cage that wasn't even there. I don't know, saw a shadow or what. But yeah, that's Astrid. Okay, next we have our little resident baby. Our resident baby ball python. Is he gonna pop his head out? There he is. There he is. This is Iroh. Let me put him down and see if he'll come out. He's a little shy. There he is. He's a baby banana. He's super cute and he's a baby. What more can I say? That's him. Super sweet, super baby. I love him. Again, he was my boyfriend's ball python. Okay, I don't have a tripod right now. My hands are shaky. I'm gonna let him go back in. See you later. Bye. Now we're gonna go up there and I'll show you the last two of my boyfriend's animals that he brought with him. Oh my god, this is such a perfect shot if he doesn't move. You can already see him through the glass. No, he's moving. This is Zay. He really likes his flower pot. He's a baby Cresty, which is fun because I've never had a baby Cresty. I've only had adults. But here he is. He's probably gonna jump off, so just at least a little look at him. My hands are very shaky. I just always feel the need to point it out because people think it means I'm scared or something. No, that's just how my hands are. You wanna go jump? You can do it. I believe in you. I'm trying to keep my hands still so you can do it. Jump. So yeah, that's Zay, baby Cresty. And in here we have, he's right there. This is Hoagie. So if you guys remember, I have a baby Leachie who is in his little baby Leachie enclosure. We are getting him one of these that he'll go into, but he's still in his baby Leachie enclosure, which he's outgrown now because he's the same size as Hoagie. They come from the same clutch. They're either brother and brother, or brother and sister, or sister and sister, because we don't know if they're boys or girls yet, but there's a good shot of him. But here's Hoagie. He's a little darker. I know that they can fire up and stuff and that their colors aren't always gonna look exactly the same, but he still is a darker coloration, maybe more green, I guess, than Pickle is. Pickle has a little more red in them. But that's a little Hoagie. This is really testing my upper body strength, trying to hold this camera with one hand and not shake at the same time. It's just really not wanting to focus unless I stay in one position. I'm gonna see if I can get him out. If not, you've got at least a look at him. I just don't want to like rip him out of here if he's really comfy. Yeah, as you can see, he's not wanting to let go of the wire, the vine. So I'm not gonna drag him out. But yeah, think of my Leachie times 2. We have 2 of them. I'm very excited for when they get bigger and we have some big old Leachies. And that concludes all of my boyfriend's animals that he brought with him. And that concludes all of the new animals. I still am gonna do really soon like an all my animals video where we go through everyone, but I kind of wanted it to be like a cage tour thing at the same time where you get to look at everyone's enclosures. And a lot of them still aren't finished setting up yet. Turns out taking all of their substrate out before the move did make moving the cages easier, but buying enough substrate to fill them all back up is expensive. So it's taken a moment to get all of the substrate needed, but just ordered the last 2-3 bags and we should be good after that. And then we just have to get everyone's like enrichment back in there. But that should be real soon, so that'll be one of the next few videos. Also, I mentioned this on other social platforms like my Instagram, but if you haven't noticed from the few videos I've done so far here, my fish tank is not here yet. It will be. It is coming with me. It's not staying at my parents' house. I'm not getting rid of it. It is coming. But for now, my parents are feeding the fish every day, and once a week I'm driving over there and cleaning it because moving it to where I live now is going to be $3,000. And I want it to be done this way. I want it to be professionals doing it. I don't want to just do it with some friends in a truck because there's so many sensitive parts to a fish tank, and if any little thing got damaged, I could flood this new house in 2 seconds flat. So not gonna do that. So I'm going to go the route that costs $3,000 to get it here. It's mostly the gas and transportation prices that's making it so expensive, but yeah, so I will not ever ask anyone that's following me for money. Like, the only time I've ever done anything is like merch, and even then, if I ever did merch again, I'd want it to be much higher quality. That being said, I'm not asking for like donations or anything to get it. Just if you watch my videos, that's all I need. So I just wanted to stress thank you for watching because it will get my tank here sooner. Yeah, that's it. The tank will get here eventually. Until then, though, I have to pause my tank rebuild series because it's not here with me. And if I tried to pay that right now, I still have rent and animals to take care of, and me. I need food. I drink a lot of Diet Dr. Pepper. I should stop doing that, but am I going to? Probably not. And if I paid for the fish tank right now, there'd be no Diet Dr. Pepper for me. So we'll get it over here when I can pay for it and still be comfortable and not have to worry about not having the money for any emergency conditions with the animals. Or why am I talking about this? I don't know. I just wanted to let you guys know the fish tank will come, okay? It's coming. Just not quite yet, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. And again, thank you again because it helps get my tank here. Feel free to let me know in the comments section which animals you're most interested in in from this new little group because there's a lot of cuties in there, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna go teach Tofu some manners because he has a staring problem, clearly. Okay, bye.